Hi, I'm Joe Powell, Chief Scientist, Chemical Engineering for Shell, and Meeting Program Chair for the Spring 2015 meeting here in Austin. We've just heard a very invigorating keynote address from Dave Rosenthal, a colleague and friend, and certainly very much enjoyed your talk today, Dave, on reliability for the Fuels and Petrochemicals keynote address. So, could you summarize what your key points of that message were today for the audience?
Absolutely. As we enter a new manufacturing revolution, we have to become more reliable. We've become more productive and efficient over the years as we have spanned our second manufacturing revolution with assembly lines, but as we move into our third, we must become more reliable in our businesses. Our businesses require that our supply chains, the way we produce product, and the predictability of how we produce product to the marketplace must become less surprising and more predictable. And so that's one major point I wanted to make. And the other is that the problem with becoming more reliable is cultural in nature. There are a lot of other technical reasons, but the main culprit is really culture. Existing cultures tend to suppress an improvement in reliability because we tend to award those with behaviors that are not causing us to become more reliable. And not only that, it's our leadership that needs to be more enlightened about reliability and the benefit it has for its businesses. Those are the two major points.
So chemicals engineers in general, across the entire profession, how do they address those challenges in terms of overcoming that culture? What steps can they take in addressing that challenge?
Reliability affects everything that a chemical engineer does. It starts with the way they design processes and the operating ranges that they select, and within those operating ranges, how do they then relay those operating ranges to the equipment and to the operations procedures in the facilities. So they have to be very good about being able to determine which variables are important for each operation, pressure, temperature, flow, and the like. What is the window that they need to operate in for both the process and the equipment capability, and be able to relay that to both the within the operating instructions, the training of the operators, the maintenance group, and the like. That's one major way. The other major way is for them to become more involved in design. Our manufacturing facilities have spent 20 years learning how to make things properly and what's the right equipment and what's the best configuration for them. And we can't let the design process interfere with that, per se. They need to interject their manufacturing know-how into the design process. Since so much reliability is built into design, it's such a key aspect for their participation.
So big data, this is our first topical conference with big data. How's that going to impact reliability and ability to perform?
It's been a challenge prior to the understanding of big data, because as we understand the condition of the equipment, that condition generates a lot of information. You can imagine sampling something every second for its vibration level, for other factors to its performance. How much data that generates in a matter of an hour or two. And the problem that companies faced was the ability to analyze and handle all that data. This big data concept now, at the conference and the technologies that are going along with analyzing big data are going to be crucial in able to filter through all that data to inform a facility when the piece of equipment is experiencing an upcoming failure. Before, it was hidden amongst too much data and they could never determine when that piece of equipment was going to fail. But big data, through its analytical capabilities, will give them a much better heads up.
Okay, and fracking, the fracking revolution and new feedstocks and tight oil, how is that impacting the reliability challenges for the oil and gas industry?
I will tell you, previous to this previous to reliability for this industry, it's been a sort of a wild, wild west that's occurred in the fracking industry. They have not developed the proper care for their equipment, and they have basically run most of it to failure in the field, which has caused them production problems. And now as we go into a phase where it looks like we're going to have to be able to turn this capacity on and off as the markets dictate, they're going to have to become more reliable since so much failure occurs upon startup. that they're going to have to learn how to shut the equipment down properly, store it properly, and do all those aspects to make sure that when they start it back up again for that operation, that it will operate reliably and continually.
So Dave, you're currently the principal of Reliability Strategy and Implementation Consultancy LLC.
Yes.
Previously of Roman Haas and Jacobs Engineering, and then 2012 AIChE president. So how does that role as AIChE president impact what you currently do or seek to do for the profession?
It's helped me a lot since my youth was spent in the chemical industry. Most of my career was in the chemical industry. When I became president of AIChE, I learned about the diversity of industries and the contributions that chemical engineers make to more diverse industries than just the one that I was familiar with. And I certainly, as president, in dealing with all of those individuals, I learned a lot about their contributions. And particularly my field of reliability, how I can affect each of those individuals. So it really has opened my eyes to the diversity of what chemical engineers do.
And it really helps you address that culture issue that you mentioned.
Absolutely.
At the forefront then.
Absolutely.
Well, very good. I thank you very much, Dave.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure talking with you.
Pleasure talking with you.